Right now on Good Morning Jacksonville, winter is back. We've dropped from the 80s to the 40s, and it feels even colder than that. Mike Prangley has your Frosty Friday forecast and a look ahead to the weekend.
And breaking news from overnight, a narrow escape as a home goes up in flames. We have the very latest details from the west side.
Weeks after the Jags announced they're sending a second home game to London, more changes to their schedule could be on the horizon. You're going to hear what Leonard Fournette has to say about the possibility of playing an extra regular season game.
And with the weekend upon us, we're helping you make the most of your days off. Brooks Baptiste has your top weekend events coming to the First Coast. So come hang out with us. We're live on GMJ.
Can you feel it, folks?
Yes.
It's Foodies Week we have here. Wrapping it up. We've got all the tasty food around. It is Friday and the weekend is here. You could feel it, taste it, smell it, all that good stuff. Welcome. You're watching Good Morning Jacksonville. I'm Keitha Nelson.
Need it more than ever. I need it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great weekend. I'm Lou Turner. Hope you're having a fantastic one. You're going to notice a big change in the weather as we're waking up. It's been forecast, but you know what? It's always a little bit of a surprise when you get that 40-degree temperature change, Mike.
I guess you can blame me. I was one of the cold weather folks that said, yeah, bring us on some winter, but it's extra out there. It is a little extra. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 41 Cecil, 40 in Jacksonville. And here's the deal. Even though you see temperatures above freezing, that wind, it goes right through you. And we're talking about wind chills falling to freezing this morning. Coldest day of winter, that high of 50. It's going to be a struggle, a big struggle to get there. Inland freeze tonight once you get west of I-95. So it's the people, pets, and plants. Let's take a look at that mist that was also greeting us as we woke up this morning. It is now starting to move out. So just along the coastline, most of that mist A1A to the east this morning. But we're taking a look at clouds at the bus stop, wind chills, 40 degrees to start. Yes, there's some hope for afternoon sunshine, but that'll be after 3 o'clock. So that'll keep our feels like temperature at 38 to 44. Freeze watch goes to a warning tonight. We fall into the 30s this evening. We do have some warmer weather for the second part of the weekend. We'll talk more about that. But first, Katie Jeffries in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thank you very much. All right, let's take a look out here towards those roadways. So if you are traveling out and about, I-10 eastbound is really starting to pick up because you're starting to see some heavy traffic here, but no reported crashes on I-10 at the moment. Now, we did get a report of a road closure. This is in kind of the Volano Beach area. Hearing it's at Boating Club Road and 23rd Street. Hearing northbound and southbound lanes there are blocked again. Boating Club Road, 23rd Street. You can see some of the yellow here, so maybe a little bit of fog in the area there by the water as well. If you're traveling across the Buckman Bridge, have not seen any big delays, whether you're traveling towards Orange Park or towards Mandarin. Right now, it looks like it's moving okay. 95 northbound from 295 to downtown, moving at about 12 minutes.
When human remains were discovered at this construction site Tuesday, an investigation began that was stretched to another site about 3 miles away. Now, we have a look right here. Now, this is where the dirt was taken from. That is where the bones was hiding, right along here. Now, it looks like even more remains have been found at this site. Renata DiGregorio, she's live right now at the first find that's right along Main Street. Renata, so many questions come to mind when you hear bones found at a construction site, not one but two. What's the latest in this investigation?
Good morning. Well, now that they've found bones at 2 sites, they have a lot of work to do, and it is a really painstaking process. They have to go bucket by 5-gallon bucket through all of this dirt, and you can see there is a lot of it. There's big mounds taller than I am, and they've been building this, putting the dirt into this retaining wall over here. You can see they also have the police car to block it all off. They found the first bones right here. There was a bulldozer that was moving them up into the wall, and they found one of the bones that being a skull. So let's take a look at the construction site where more bones were just found yesterday. It's another construction site about 3 miles away on Eastport Road. Experts say the bones most likely came from multiple people, and we asked the forensic expert if they'll be able to tell how long the bones have been there. He didn't really want to speculate, saying there are just so many factors to consider. The environment being the big one, there's the soil, things like temperatures, and this could really take a while.
It's really difficult to tell, but it kind of lends it to the fact that it could have been a family plot or multiple graves from long ago. I mean, in that area, it's possible.
Both the sites are shut down with construction, and this could really take a while depending on if they find anything else. If they do, it would just add on more time to the search. Live in Duval County, Renata DiGregorio, First Coast News on your side.
Let's get in the fast lane now. Get you out the door. The other top headlines of this Friday morning. One of Jacksonville's most popular mayors honored yesterday. It was a celebration of life for Jake Godbold at Prime Osborne Convention Center. You had the friends, family, supporters all showing up, paying their respects. JFRD trucks holding that massive American flag there front and center above the Prime Osborne, and later in the day water cannons in the St. Johns River. It's a tribute to his memory. Godbold was 86 when he passed away just last month.
Well, Thursday, Florida lawmakers passed a bill that would require parental consent for anyone under the age of 18 seeking an abortion. The bill will head to Governor Ron DeSantis' desk, who is expected to sign it into law. This legislation includes a provision that would allow a girl to ask a judge for a waiver in certain circumstances, but critics say it's not reasonable to ask a minor to figure out the legal system. The House voted mostly along party lines at 75-43.
Concerns growing locally and nationally over active shooter drills that are performed in schools. Some worried the drills are maybe a little too far, a little too real, leaving children terrified. Parents say kindergartners, they have to do this too, scared to death. High school students say their drills are so realistic they can't tell if they're even a real thing. Many states require active shooter drills in schools, but there are no national standards for what these should actually encompass.
A whole family behind bars this morning. This is following an undercover drug bust. Camden County deputies arrested Rosalind Hines and her two sons, Eric and Keon Hines. Now, deputies say they distributed illegal and dangerous drugs to the community there. Among the items recovered, heroin and marijuana, valued at about $5,000.
All right, as we just learned how to drive around this thing, too. The historic roundabout at 5 Points took some serious damage Wednesday night. The photo showing the iconic sign down in the middle of the street is posted to Facebook 2 o'clock Thursday morning by Stephen Azell. Nothing good happens after midnight, folks. City's traffic engineers, though, they were already out yesterday afternoon. They got it fixed. How it came down remains a mystery. Is it a mystery, though? 2 o'clock in the morning? What do you think? Should be fully repaired, though, and ready to go today. And with these cool temperatures, something to warm you up, a little chili, and some whiskey. Might do the job.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be actually at that event tomorrow. Brooks is going to tell you all about it. He has a lowdown on your top weekend events.
Hey, good morning to you guys. You're right, it is going to be a chilly weekend, but it's never a bad time to get up and get out of the house. So many things happening on the First Coast. Let's get right into this countdown. So happening tomorrow from 3 to 8, Jacksonville Mardi Gras is back on the First Coast. Nearly a dozen of the hottest bars and restaurants in Jax Beach are participating in the festivities with thousands of beads and prizes to give away. Now, tickets are $20 and they can be purchased online. And tomorrow from 2 to 7, there is that chili cook-off and whiskey tasting. You can sample and vote for your favorite chili while tasting over 20 different whiskey and spirits. Well, the fun kicks off at 927 Events, and proceeds go toward Hope at Hand, which is a program that helps Jacksonville's at-risk youth. And if you've been waiting all year to dance on the green lawn under the sun, tomorrow and Sunday at noon, grab those lounge chairs and your dancing flip-flops. There's the Seawalk Music Festival happening in Jax Beach, the family-friendly 2-day event. Well, it features local musicians, artists, and so much more. And your top weekend event, the 7th annual Riverside Craft Beer Fest. Over 100 craft beers from local, regional, and national breweries. You can expect some awesome food trucks as well, live music. Tickets are available online, but VIP tickets, $60, general admission, $50. It all goes down at the Riverside Arts Market right there under the Fuller Warren Bridge. Just be sure to head over to firstcoastnews.com for that full list. And whatever you do, be sure to get out there and enjoy the weekend.
All right, good morning, folks. Forecasting the weather is challenging, we know that, but how about trying to plan a 5 to 7 day harvest 90 days in advance? Farmers across the First Coast, very dependent on Mother Nature, and the past 2 months have been kind of moody, kind of warm. January, pretty warm and moody, up and down, up and down. We've seen that for the past 3.5 weeks in February. So a little bit of a challenge for farmers, right? Crops growing a little bit faster than normally. Maybe some not growing at all. Maybe it's the fungus or the bacteria. It's a gamble that farmers say they're used to, but a gamble is a challenge.
When they lose 80 acres of a crop, that's a significant part of their income, their revenue. So you may not see a huge jump in price at the grocery store, but for their income, that's significant for them.
All right, now to help improve the harvest and plan and schedule and strategize, we use weather. We need more information to make a better gamble. We're going to use FAWN. Farmers use what's called FAWN, Farmers Automated Weather Network, just a bunch of more specific individual weather stations located closer to the crops and the farm. More data helps them fill in the gaps and help them plan, strategize just a little bit better. Going to toss over to Mike Prangley, where we're dealing with one of the coldest days of winter.
Yeah, and a shout out to all the farmers, especially in St. Johns County and Hastings. They've been telling me about battling this weird winter. You can blame this weird winter on the Indian Ocean. All right, there's a high pressure in the Indian Ocean and the polar vortex that's been stuck up near the North Pole. But we've had a chunk of that cold air come down at us. And boy, can you feel it when you walk out the door. 36 degrees, our wind chill in Jacksonville. The tower cam shaking about out there. And notice as we bring the numbers out of the table here, boy, that's a high temperature you're looking at. 50 degrees. And if you add in the wind chill, we're going to remain in the 30s this morning, low to mid 40s all day long. And that's because we've got this chunk of high pressure. Notice how it's spinning around here on the table, that clockwise flow. It came right down from the North Pole. So today we're talking 20 degrees below average. If you're looking for warmer weather, Sunday's your day. Tonight, though, we're talking inland freeze. I'll tell you how low we'll go and have that weather pick on Sunday. But first, Katie Jeffries, VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Good morning. All right. So a little bit of wet roadways out there this morning, but thankfully we have not seen any severe crashes. We are starting to see that congestion build in, though, along I-10 eastbound. So from 295 to downtown, riding at about 7 minutes now, but of course that is going to increase. Your downtown bridges look good. The Matthews, the Hart, the Main, the Acosta, the Fuller Warren, they look pretty good. Quick look over here. This is I-95 near the exit for 8th Street. So you can see the traffic moving towards the downtown area is definitely starting to build, even driving northbound out of downtown. But like I said, no major crashes reported right now, so that's a little piece of good news.
From the Farrah and Farrah Sports Desk, it's First Coast Sports.
Good Friday morning. The NFL owners voted to accept the negotiated terms for a new collective bargaining agreement with the league, eager to reach a CBA with the players in the next few weeks. The team representatives were summoned to New York yesterday to discuss the NFL's proposal. The NFL's Players Association has a conference call scheduled for today to discuss the terms. Now, in that new CBA, it's being reported that the NFL could be expanding the regular season to 17 games on top of adding 2 more playoff teams. Now, that got the players to talking, including Jaguars running back Leonard Fournette. So let's get socially acceptable, shall we? Fournette tweeted, "I disagree with the 17 games. Keep in mind, Leonard, the agreement must also be accepted by the union in order for that agreement to go into place." Hashtag Team Sideline. Oh, yesterday I got the opportunity to speak at Career Day up in the WIC. You know it's Brunswick. The students from Golden Isles College and Career Academy invited me. They were very attentive, interactive, and fired off some good questions. I want to say thank you to Valerie Williams and the entire faculty and staff for all of that good Southern hospitality up in my home state. Folks, always post your photos and videos on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtag Team Sideline. That is all the time I have this morning, my friends. Roll out of bed and have a fabulous Friday.
All right, folks, even after GMJ ends, our new online show continues. It's called The Daily Dive. It begins at 8 o'clock on Facebook. Now, it's your chance to chat with the crew about all of the topics that everyone's talking about for the day. And we want to hear your comments and questions, opinions, all of that fun stuff. Let us really know what's on your mind. To join The Daily Dive, all you have to do is head to our First Coast News Facebook page, as well as the Good Morning Jacksonville Facebook page, every weekday at 8 in the morning. It's a fun time. We really just let loose and let you really know what's on our minds.
Amen. It's fun stuff. Vent with us online, too. So the NFL isn't the only big sports story of the morning. Baseball is almost back, and with more controversy than ever. Thanks a lot, Astros. Cheaters, scandalous. And when those players are getting back on the diamond, what kind of repercussions could they face in the old-fashioned Justice Department? We'll see it in 2 minutes.
Marcus Barnes, Jepstone Middle School. Malcolm X was a Muslim minister, African-American political activist, and inspirational public speaker. He struck controversy for being a human rights advocate who exposed the depth of crimes that had been committed against African Americans.